Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Praise Abraham. Today I'll be sharing leadership thoughts with us. In 2019, I got approval from the office of the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God to write a leadership book about him. And my foray into that line of work, that is writing specifically a book on leadership on this very, very respected man of God, opened my heart, my mind to the concept of leadership. You know, leadership is life. That was the summation or the summary of my writing of the book. I wrote the book in 2019. I got the approval January 9th, 2019. And it took me the entire year to write the book. So I speak as one who has a measure of authority when it comes to the subject of leadership. Leadership is life. Leadership is life. Everything starts and ends with leadership. Whether at a microscopic level or at a macro level, we all must embrace the concept of leadership. If you cannot lead yourself, you have no business leading someone else. And that's the problem of leadership within the nations of the world. A lot of people find themselves in leadership positions that ought not to be in those positions. Leadership is not management, it's beyond management. You have to be able to lead yourself before you can lead another. So, leadership is important, leadership is critical, leadership is crucial, leadership is everything. Everything starts and ends with leadership. So, like I said, in 2019, I wrote this book titled Iconic Leader, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, Lessons in Leadership. I realized that the reason, or one of the reasons, why Pastor E.A. Adeboye is such a revered leader amongst millions of people and amongst world leaders is because he has been able to first lead himself. If you're not disciplined, you cannot lead. If you're not decisive, you cannot lead. If you're not diligent, you cannot lead. If you're not determined and courageous, you cannot lead. Leadership has many factors. It has a mix. It has a potpourri of what makes it what it is. Leadership is life. Leadership is critical. Today, I want to share some nuggets on leadership, particularly the leadership of Pastor E.A. Adeboye. Like I said, the title of the book again is Iconic Leader, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, Lessons in Leadership. To be a leader, you must be visionary. To be a leader, you must be visionary. You must not just have visions, you must be visionary. You must have visions that transcends time and space. You must be able to see tomorrow, yesterday, or today. You must be visionary, not just have visions. It's not something that you activate today and deactivate tomorrow. No. To be a leader, you must be visionary. Another attribute of being a leader is that of courage. To be a leader, you must be courageous. Today, I'm just going to run through some of the attributes of this great man of God, Pastor E. Adeboye. And then in later sessions, I will take us through those attributes one by one and really take time to expatiate on them. To be a leader, you must be visionary, you must be courageous, you must have a lorry load of integrity. You must have integrity. You cannot lead without having integrity. Integrity of mind, integrity of heart, integrity of character. To be a leader, you must be a strategic planner and have organizational skills. You must be a strategic planner and have organizational skills. These are some of the attributes you must bring to the table if you want to be an effective leader. There's a difference between being a leader and being a manager. There's a difference between being a leader and being a ruler. In Africa, what we have are mostly managers and rulers. Leadership transcends all of that. Leadership is beyond all of that. You have to be more than a manager to be a leader. You have to be more than a ruler to be a leader. A leader is not a ruler is not a leader. Clearly, these things stand on their own. Again, to be a leader, you must be humble, because you have all these people looking up to you, and sometimes leaders in Africa especially become demigods. They believe that they are the beginning and the ending of everything, and that is so wrong. It's so totally wrong. As a leader, you must be humble. You must be humble to accommodate every other person's excesses. You cannot arrogate to yourself more than you are. And there is nobody else that is clearly a leader of leaders more than Jesus Christ. He's the ultimate leader. And yet, he decided to wash his disciples' feet. I don't see any leader in our contemporary times washing their disciples' feet. I don't see any. Actually taking water and perhaps soap and a cloth to wash their feet and cleanse their feet. That was what Jesus Christ did while he was on earth. He washed the feet of the disciples. That is the height of humility. And Jesus said, if you want to be the greatest, then you must be the least. If you want to be the leader, then you must be the servant. So leadership is not about arrogating power to yourself. Leadership is not about being the boss or being bossy. Leadership is beyond all of that. Back to our discourse. Leadership requires a level of wisdom. Leadership, it requires a level of wisdom. Only the wise can lead. A foolish man cannot lead himself, not to talk of leading someone else. And leadership is about the ability to maneuver through a set of followers and to show the way. I once said that leadership is knowing the way and showing the way. That is who a leader is. A leader is someone that knows the way and can show the way. If you don't know the way, you have no business in leadership. Unfortunately, a lot of our leaders across board, both in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, do not know the way and cannot show the way. So there is a disconnect between leading and leadership. A lot of people are just managing people, they are not leading them. Again, back to our discourse, which is talking about the attributes of a true leader under the big topic of leadership. To be an effective leader, you have to be hardworking. You cannot rest on your oars and expect other people around you to do the work while you do nothing and you want to call yourself the leader. That's impossible. That's a misnomer. That's an absurdity. To lead, you have to show example. You have to do the work and then get others to join you as you do the work. That is what true leadership is all about. It's not about controlling. It's not about manipulation. It's not about being bossy. It's not about mere supervision. Leadership is beyond all of that. To lead, you have to have a level of empathy. If you cannot put yourself in the position of other people, you cannot lead. You should not lead. You should not lead. You need a level of empathy to lead. You need discipline and diligence to lead. You need to be a great timekeeper to lead. You need to be an effective communicator to lead. How do you carry people along? How do you let people into your vision? How do you motivate people? How do you coach people if you cannot communicate effectively? So one of the big attributes of a leader is that of being a communicator. You've got to have excellent communication skills to be an effective leader. You have to be able to think right. You have to be able to talk right. You have to be able to act right to be an effective leader. To be an effective leader, you need to be a great timekeeper. You need to be a great timekeeper. I'm sure I've talked about that already. Finally, spirituality is important in the leadership game. Who are you connected to as a leader? That determines how far you go. That determines your aura. That determines the things that you are able to give to the people. I will definitely suggest God that we return back to our Maker, our Creator, to get the source of our spirituality. As a leader, you are challenged, you are discouraged, you are overwhelmed sometimes, so there's a need for mental balance. And a lot of that mental balance comes from your spirituality. You can't do anything by yourself, Jesus said. He said we need to be connected to the vine because we are the branches. That is the aspect of spirituality that I'm talking about. You need a high degree of connectivity to God to be an effective leader. You need to daily connect to God, hear from God, be able to communicate the heart of God to be an effective leader. I'm going to stop here today, but over the course of several months ahead, we are going to be looking at the whole gamut of what it takes to be an effective leader and the whole concept of leadership. I'm going to break it down into bits that we can understand and chew upon. Leadership is beyond managing. Leadership is beyond rulership. Leadership is life. You have to be able to self-lead yourself. before you lead another. Till we meet again, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your heart of gold. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want you to like my videos. I want you to share my videos widely, because I have a message to pass across to the world. May God help us. May God keep us. See you soon.